Welcome back to Tran Wins Baldur's Gate 3. We are taking the route through Grimforge to get to the Shadow Curse lands. Just before we camp for the night to get a cutscene, Astarion would like to talk to us.
This dark land must be filled with the broken, the beaten, the desperate. The perfect preying ground for a devil who offers a way out for those who sign on the dotted line. I hope we end up seeing our friend Raphael down here somewhere.
That fiend is far from our friend.
I think he'll stay the perfect gentleman, as long as we read the fine print. When I was taken to his house, I was caught off guard. But now I know what to ask for. You will help me find him, won't you?
I seem to recall you throwing a hissy fit when I said I knew how to handle him. It's your funeral, but why not?
Perfect! I knew you would understand.
The voice of the Absolute is strong here, and getting stronger. I don't know how much longer I can resist it. But it's good to see you're making progress. You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing, saving those people in the grove.
I did what I could, but I'm not sure they'll survive out there on their own.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault the world is wicked. You did the right thing.
The hurt runs deeper than she's willing to show you.
What is it?
The voice of the Absolute. Stronger this time.
Beneath the resilient veneer, a touch of fragility. She needs comfort.
Say nothing. Wait.
It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
Do you know where the orders are coming from?
There is no doubt. Moonrise Towers. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
Did you steal the power to protect us from the Absolute?
I stole it from Blackith. Her continued rule depends on it. As long as the Absolute exists, I am trapped within the prism. I can only control the power from here. We must make sure Blackith never gets her hands on the prism. Nor the Absolute. Unfortunately, they are both dedicating more and more resources to retrieving it. The task ahead is monumental. But we're all that stands between victory for the Absolute and freedom for all. This is not just about you and I anymore. It has become far bigger than us. You must infiltrate Moonrise Towers, discover the secrets of the Absolute, and put an end to it. So we can finally be free. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
Outlander, sleeping in the dark. If you take the Grimforge Pass, which is occupied by the Absolutists, when you emerge, you will be near some Harpers. If you take the Presh Path, which is near the Flaming Fist, you will be near Absolutists. I'd rather show you the Harpers first, but we'll get around to doing all of them. I don't quite understand if this is supposed to be a puzzle.
We offer our prayers to the Dark Lady, whose comfort and grace heals all.
I just end up lockpicking this chest.
We offer our pain to the Lady of Loss, that she may truly know her faithful. We offer ourselves to the darkness, that blessed Shah may give us her mercy.
Yeah, I don't... this says this is an absolutist expedition trunk, so I don't actually think this is a puzzle because these plaques speak of Shar. But just in case, we'll go ahead and have... We'll pick Shadowheart. We'll have her stand on top of this plaque. I can just get her to run downward. I wanted to use the control movement, that way I can get her to stop right on top of the plaque. Yeah, that's not a thing.
A crooked touch.
Inside, just a potion of mind reading and a healing potion. Also some torches, which could come in handy if you somehow got to this point and decided not to carry torches with you. Torches are not the only way, however. Now I'll show you some other things we could do. Alright, note, over here it's kind of in a dark area. So we'll just use this as an example. You see that the circle, if I hold shift, indicates that this is completely obscured area. When you cast a light spell on a character, she has light from the Guiding Light Ring, from Bernard in the Magic Tower in the Underdark. That's a lot of ends. But if you cast a light on a character directly, it will enchant their weapon. It'll be permanent until you cast light again or until a rest. So we can see here, if we hover over it, it says light with a dash. And that dash means that there's no ticking down duration. However, this might be an eyesore for you, so you might not want to do that. There are other things you can do, however. You can also cast light on equipment. However, if you do it this way, it will make the duration 20. And then when you put it on...
Despite everything.
That's pretty right. We don't have to stop there though. We can illuminate his entire form, his helmet, his gloves, his boots. However, as I pointed out, maybe this is not something you're actually interested in and you don't want to look like this. By the way, you'll note that now that I'm holding shift, the area immediately near me is lit. It's illuminated. All right, let's try something else. We could try this ring. And we'll have both characters cast light on it just to make it this spell. Because you can only have light on one object at a time. She had originally cast light on his club, so now the club is no longer lit up. If Shadowheart cast it on the ring also, so his armor will no longer be lit. There we go. Okay. So you can see it's kind of illuminated right now because the ring's on the floor. When I pick it up, it becomes dark. Since it's in my inventory, right? You notice how dark it is. The shift click indicates that this is in the channels. Once I put the ring on, it's still just as dark. In fact, I can do it this way. Wait, is that the ring? It's this. Yeah, okay. Let me put it down here. Okay, so it's still just as dark. Darkness is active. Let's go ahead and click on this. You notice that it didn't actually change visually, but the area is illuminated. So if you wanted to have the exact theme and tempo of the game without having this bright area around you, you can put it on your jewelry. There are other things you can do, however. You can put on your camp clothes, but that will reveal itself when you're, say, in camp talking to people at night. And you can also put it on your underwear. I'll show you the differences of each.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
So let's go ahead and have Shadowheart. We'll go ahead and cast it on our clothing. Lae'zel, go ahead and cast on the underwear. Can't reach destination. Seriously? I think I just cast on myself. Whoops. Why can't... Okay. Took a while for it to allow me to cast again. Okay. Now we have it on underwear and clothing. We'll go and pick both up and I'll show you the difference of each. So if we're going commando, meaning no underwear... Oh, actually the underwear itself doesn't matter. Alright, so yeah, this is what you would look like in camp. Kind of like you were a lounge singer in Las Vegas. It's actually kind of a cool look. I do kind of like this. But you might not want that. And let's see, Lae'zel is the underwear person, so we'll have Shadowheart cast Light on... How about Gale? Just for now.
What to do?
And unlike the ring, since it's on my underwear, unlike the ring, it does give you a visual difference. So let's go ahead and pull the underwear off, and then put it on our hotbar. Now I know Gale, he's got the room illuminated. I just needed to get that. Okay, so if I slip the underwear on, the room becomes illuminated. So those are some different flavors you might want to do. If you wanted the area to be just the same coloration, but you wanted your characters to have an illumination, put it on like jewelry. If you wanted not to look at brightness on your character, but you wanted illumination around you, put it on your underwear. Otherwise, just cast it on your character for a permanent one. Do keep in mind that anytime I cast it on items, there's just 20 turns of it. There is that as a problem. It's not much of a problem, but it is something. And I don't really feel like casting it all the time, but I did want to let you know that these are all alternatives. The reason for this is we're entering something called the Shadow Cursed Lands, and the game really, really wants you to have some sort of light around you. Many of my characters will have light as enabled as a spell. I'm trying to figure out who should be... Yeah, I think these characters will be good. When you equip a torch, your character's shield falls off. That's ridiculous, so make sure you put that back on. Shadowheart doesn't actually need her torch out, so we'll hold off on that for a moment. Karlach is always throwing items, so that light won't help her too much. So maybe we might cast light on Lae'zel instead of Will. Or perhaps instead of Asterion. Alright, well that was quite a bit of talk about light, but I just wanted to show you that there's many things that we can do, and I'm going to show you how we can use cantrip to defeat a boss. Well, maybe not defeat. How to handle a boss later on. Here is a dead body with some cool scrolls on him. Let's read this note. She has been given the crucial task to clear the entrance to Grimforge for future expeditions. Crucial Nere will follow this person once the entrance is cleared. And then she talks about how explosives should be able to do the job, but she's not experienced in such matters. There's no telling what power these cursed vines hold, and Absolute should protect her, hopefully. Or if she's blessed, praying for it. I don't know if the vines killed her as a response to the explosion, or the explosion killed her. I think the vines killed her, because she's got blood all over here, so I'm going to assume that she tried detonating this stuff here. I don't know. I'm assuming she detonated this stuff while hiding over here and the vines decided to lash out at her. This is what you call environmental storytelling, but I don't know what it's trying to tell me.
Gods, what is this place?
Looks like some dark gods sneezed and this is what was left behind.
I'm not sure I want to step in there.
A grim sight indeed. My lungs already grow heavy with shadow.
I've never seen darkness like this before. It's unsettling.
This is the way to Moonrise Towers. We've no choice but to push forward.
We can still cast light on one more person. We're going to put it on Lae'zel.
What path lies before me?
So the reason I was making a big deal of all the light stuff is once you cross this threshold, the game will start damaging you should you be without a light source.
No day, no night. It's as though time itself has abandoned this place. Similar to the astral plane in some ways. Wouldn't you say, Lae'zel?
Hardly. The astral plane is threaded with light and silver, life-giving and wondrous in all directions. Nothing like this dismal abyss.
Shadowheart does not need any sort of light source, but if she's holding a light source, it might protect your teammates.
I can feel the shadow's power here, but they don't seem to be harming me. The shadow curse. It doesn't seem to affect me like it does others. Not as badly, at least. Do you know what this means? I must be blessed. Lady Shah is protecting me where others are left to face her wrath. She loves me. She must do.
She must do. Don't get carried away. This could be something else.
Carried away? Hardly. The proof is right there. Just be grateful someone can handle this place. Lady Shah wouldn't bless me like this for no reason. There must be something she wants of me. Those signs we found about Dark Justiciars, perhaps they were no coincidence. In either case, I need to watch for any place dedicated to Lady Shah. A temple, perhaps.
There's an inspiration associated with hanging out in the darkness for, I think, 2 turns. You'll be fine.
This is heavy.
Over here we have a druid. Flavor text. I don't believe there's any relevance to me reading it, so I'll leave it up for a moment if you wish to pause and read it. He does talk about Halcyon. That's about it. You're going to find a lot of documents around the area about people's last days.
Something to do with the shadow curse? I truly hope this blight isn't spreading.
There's also reagents that you can pick up. You might want to make sure you're holding down Alt throughout the area. This next event you can bypass if you were to run over here and jump down, maybe with Featherfall. And after the event, when you reach the next region, these guys will start heading backwards. This party right here. So if you were to bypass them, they'll kind of run away to catch up to you.
Eyes open. Watch the shadows.
Let's go ahead and
Keep a blade close.
On my way.
Stay together. Keep to the light.
I'm so stealthy with my giant shining club.
Stop! Who's there?
A nightmare in the dark.
All right, freak. Don't move.
Say don't move, but then automatically start walking right up to them.
Yonas, move in.
This earring has no concept of gravity, apparently. Also, I really don't think you should be wearing earrings in battle, but that's just me.
Yonas! Yonas!
I'm here! Where are you?
Yonas? Can you see our torches?
I can't see anything! Something's wrong.
Follow my voice. Come back to the light.
Who's there? Meg? Is that?
Yonas?
There you are. Come. Join me.
Yonas.
Move. I'll take care of this.
Don't let it get hold of you. Harpers, now!
myself in.
These guys, instead of dropping loot, they drop little spheres that you can talk to and listen to their stories. There is a Harper blade. I guess I have to kill everybody first, but there will be a Harper blade right here. Pick that up and you can give it to the Harpers later. The Harper blade belongs to Yonas, who we're actually going to save through a bug. Let's go ahead and knock this one further back. Then we'll stand here in the way. We can take all the damage. Even if we were to be down to 0 hit points, we still get multiple saving throws. That is so much damage.
Fleet of foot.
Okay, let's check and look at the timetable. Alright, what we're going to do is take Will, pass over my scrolls to Lae'zel, open this up, polymorph, action surge, polymorph, 75% chance, saved. Alright, we'll try again. I don't have any potions of speed on me at this time.
On my word.
Alright, we'll take Lae'zel, pass that over, Karlach, polymorph, try again, 75% chance, saved again. These are the kind of rolls I make. Karlach. Yeah, we'll go with Karlach first. I mean, Mysterian first. It's got to be this way. Double clicking it's not going to let me access it, so I have to actually use Sin too. If I had known I was going to keep failing, I would have just passed the polymorph scrolls around instead, and that would have just made my life easier. There we go. And then we just pass this back to Will. He's the normal holder of that book. Can't push these, so I'll just go ahead and I guess we'll swing. It's a light-infused giant club. It should do damage.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Now we'll take a shot at him. And he's alive.
Not such a freak after all. I know a safe place. Let me mark it on your map.
He's taking Shadow Curse damage while we're in dialogue.
Keep your torch high. If you step into the shadows, you'll be felled in a heartbeat.
Safe place. You mean somewhere the shadows can't penetrate?
That's right. Protected by magic. Only spot in the region that's not been swallowed up by this damn curse. Light will save you here on the outskirts, but a few paces deeper you're screwed. If you want to catch your breath, the inn's the only place to do it. Hope to see you there. Harpers, move out!
Alright, I'm entering turn-based mode just to let you take a look. Yonas is alive again. It's level 5 human, it even says. So by polymorphing him, we were able to get the debuff to fall off by killing the sheep that he was. But remove curse from the cleric line of divination, or abjuration I suppose it technically is, would not have cured him. There are so many times you want to cast remove curse on people, but it doesn't do anything.
Blood? No, never mind.
They'll run to town and we can follow them to town, but it's not actually that far from us. The game will treat Yonas as still dead because it fully expects him to be dead. What I did was just glitching out the game. They're taking Shadow Curse damage because not all of them are using torches.
You see an older woman on her knees scrubbing the floor of an inn. The patrons made a mess of things again the night before.
Each one of the ghosts that you killed will have some dialogue.
You see a man stalking slowly through the woods, bow half drawn. If he bags a deer, the whole family will be kept fed all winter.
This Harper blade looks exactly like a short sword, other than the name. It will have the same short sword, it'll have the same weight, same gold costs. So if you did stow it somewhere and you want to turn it in, you'll have to find it in your inventory somewhere.
He had dreams of boarding a ship in Baldur's Gate and seeing the world. But then the darkness came. You sense a young woman gazing at moonrise towers in awe. Perhaps one day she will get to gaze out from atop it, she hopes. In her former life, this girl played in the nearby woods. She was always the best at climbing trees. The image of an orange-haired cat asleep before a fireplace comes to you. What came of it?
Here we have another chest, but I don't recall anything major in it. We'll still take a look. We can see what everybody has to say about the darkness.
I sought to reach a Githyanki creche and be rid of these tadpoles. Now we stalk forgotten lands haunted by darkness.
It feels like we're being watched. Hunted, even. But there's nothing out there. Only more darkness. I much prefer it when I'm the one prowling in the shadows. About to strike. Sorry, did you want something? Or just looking for a distraction?
Do you feel that? I've never felt so cold, and that's me. This place will swallow us whole if we let it. Stick close to Mama Kay.
I've never seen such a concentration of shadow magic. We must forge on, but carefully. It will corrupt any who lack the power to control it.
What's so different about shadow magic?
It is the very antithesis of all the Weave stands for. A magic of confusion and corruption, drawn forth only by those desperate or damned enough to accept its degradations. Followers of Mystra, those who call on the true Weave, are expressly forbidden to indulge it.
I thought Mystra was the god of all magic. Why forbid this?
Mystra's domain is the Weave and the magic that courses through it. These shadows were drawn from another source, created by another goddess. Shah. Mystra cannot destroy it even if she wishes to, but she can try to ensure her followers resist its temptations. Now, I think it's time we moved on to lighter subjects, before we too are lost to the darkness. Was there anything else?
You check this grave. Nothing in it. That should try to clue you in something's going on here, if you are the sort to continually rob graves.
Ellie May, my light, my hope, my joy.
Animal tracks. Something went over the edge here.
Light on my feet.
Continue to pass perception checks till you get down here.
Something's buried in the dirt. Is that a femur?
And you'll find the family ring death saving row +2. To keep things in perspective, this is where the battle happened, and this is where the survivors ran down. We'll kind of meet them along the way by taking this detour first, because we are adventurers. Traveling up this path will lead us to a dialogue that I don't know much about at the moment, but we'll explore that in a second. We have a dead body to talk to first.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who were you in life?
Lightspark. Scout.
How can I fend off these cursed shadows?
Last light. Isabel.
What were you doing here?
Scouting. Seeking. Gaps in cultist defenses.
Did you find a gap in the cultist defenses?
Caravan to Moonrise Towers. Know how to keep the shadows at bay.
What happened to you?
The forest. No escape. The darkness turns all. Twists all.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Harper Journal. He says that a suspicious house is on a hillock, that they hear child laughter and Githyanki warriors. That'll mark something on our map, House in Deep Shadows.
Where lies your guilt?
The waning moon.
I've met few who can also commune with the dead.
And I have met few who stand so tall and fearless in the face of the unknown. Be on your way, brave soul. A fair point. Perhaps this one could assist us. The murdered lie silent. The raven asks, will you be their voice?
Just so you know, I do currently have animal speaking activated. The raven will call it that way nonetheless. As for our paladinhood, it just basically is a constant state of flux. I want to stay Oathbreaker, but I can't reclass myself regularly as long as I'm an Oathbreaker, so I'll flip-flop between the two. We will pick... Why does the Raven want to know?
He thinks you strong enough for the task at hand. This woman tended a bar where she took her patrons, her friends, into her confidence. promised their secrets were safe with her. Yet she turned their words into knives and stabbed them in the back. They died because of her, and to this day her victims lie unavenged.
She's dead. How much more can she pay?
Death is not the end, merely another beginning. I seek a record of this one's crimes, written in her own hand. Through it, I can summon her spirit and force her to face trial for her crimes.
Hardly a fair trial. You've already decided her guilt. Why?
My reasons are of no consequence. Your soul sparks with vengeance, with fury. This is your chance to torment a murderer, to make her suffer. Will you take it?
So long as I get paid.
The death of heroism is close, I see. Go to the distillery, the one she calls the Waning Moon. Find the ledger and bring it to me.
I can't talk to the Raven.
Let's crack it open.
And inside we have 51 gold and a bronze chalice. Now, anytime I find something that looks like it might be a quest item, we'll pass it to one of our characters. Currently, Shadowheart is carrying all of our nifty gimmicks. The owlbear egg, we could have turned that into the lady instead of the actual Githyanki egg. Since we've already seen the utility of it, I could probably send it back to camp and we'd be fine. There's lots of stuff here. These are the what's his name? The tiefling kid who wanted to steal from you. Those are his rings. We have, I think this is Zevlor's blade, the polished dagger from the Harpies, the reinforced greatsword, and the reinforced helmet from the swamp of the hag. All sorts of stuff that I haven't necessarily found a use for at the moment. This one doesn't say amethyst, it says keepsake gem. I keep all of this stuff on our character, and then we might end up getting some dialogue unique just for carrying it around. I don't know if that bronze chalice is anything special. It has a little gemstone in it, so it kind of looks cool. This is where we talk to the dude. This is the grave site. This is the battle area. Remember that those Harpers ran in this direction, so we are making our way back to where the Harpers were fighting.
At the ready.
This detour, it wasn't somewhere off the beaten path. And I did pass a perception check for this burlap sack. That might have been the key for that chest. We can see if I'm holding shift that something is looking at us. I was looking for a perception check for whatever's in this area. Alright, well I guess we're going to be the ones ambushed. Here's what we can do. Since I actually know that there's an ambush right here, I might be able to start the battle by casting other stuff on them. Well, let's try Cloud of Daggers, and we'll pop one right here. They don't get surprised. And even if I were to see them and then stealth attack them, they wouldn't have been surprised. But at least we are not surprised.
Should have worn better boots.
There's not much loot on these particular guys, so go ahead and send them off into the abyss if you want. This one, he's next to a cliff. He did not go flying off the cliff. That's unfortunate. That's fine.
He's open mouth shut.
Maybe I can send these off. It's feasible. I don't want to send my teammates, but I think it will get my teammates. Let's And back these up.
Need to tread softly.
Now, when these guys die, they will explode into brambles, essentially. Lae'zel. Like that. We just took, wow, we took like 30 damage each. Jeez, okay.
Unleash me.
Alright, so that section is clear for Will. Let's go and Thunder Blast these guys out of here. I can only get one of them to Thunder Blast out of here. The other one gets a red beam. Red beam if it's too close. Yeah, that's not what I want. There we go. Much better. Goodbye. I would say that's worth the setup. I always like seeing enemies fall off to their doom like that. Okay, what do we want with you? That one's almost dead. We could probably just flame bolt him. Or miss. So the greatest damage these guys will do to you is the fact that they just explode.
This isn't good.
Take another grenade in the face. That's fine. I got healing potions for days.
Much longer.
%50 chance. Go for it. Who do we have left? Up right there.
Put him up.
So what we can do is move Tran back. Have Karlach throw. Throw again. Now, if I had spotted them, I could have done battle from here and lured them across the bridge, shooting them and not taken a single bit of damage. But I had failed any checks to find these guys. I didn't want them ambushing me, so we did it this way, and it was not nearly as friendly to us.
What a day.
Stare and open this box for me. Something to bear in mind is, darn it, stay out of those vines. Get a potion of heroism. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, when these guys die, they leave behind a malice or whatever negative effect on the ground called Shadow Cursed Vines. You can't burn them away.
Never wanted the easy path.
This is where all that fighting happened. We're going to leave our party here for a minute and send Shadowheart up alone.
I wonder what the next move is.
You might have noticed that she's not wearing her normal plate armor.
The shadows claimed that bird. Not for me to interfere.
So where's Blade Ward? Once you search the bird, you get attacked. Alright, so here's what's going on. She is equipped with items that will inflict radiant damage if she is missed. That's her helmet. That's the helmet that we got from the Rosy Morn. She has a chest armor piece that will inflict radiant damage if they hit her. A nice, beautiful circle there. Yeah, this is the Rosy Morn helmet, and this is the thing we got next to the owlbear a long time ago. We never really were fighting undead creatures. The only time I can think of undead creatures was when we found withers. We never had a point to bring this out. It says beasts that hit the wearer deal an additional 1 to 6 damage. That's a negative thing from the sounds of it, unless I'm misreading that.
Should get some rest. I need to keep sharp.
And there's not much right here that I can think of.
Another step forward.
As for the birds themselves, I mean, there's not anything there I can identify. What about the raven? I click on the raven specifically. A note. Does help. The darkness has rolled into Wraithwind, cutting us off on all sides. We've sent people through, but no one can make it more than a few steps before blood. This letter is our last hope. Send help anyone from anywhere. I beg of you. I will renounce our lady lost and kiss the moon maiden's feet if that's what it takes. Just don't let the darkness take us. And that letter does talk about how it's very, very old. That probably would have been when all this curse had happened. You can find some eggs on the roof here if you want to jump up to the roof. All of those other paths that we had taken pretty much lead here. We started our adventure here. This is where the Grimforge is. This is where we found the Druid's book. Okay, so this is the only path we could have taken. Then there's the battle here with the Harpers and the Shadows. We took all of this kind of a detour here, but all roads will lead to this intersection, which is the Last Light Inn.
This place is protected. Must be the refuge the Harpers spoke of.
Yonas is not supposed to be alive by any means. That is a glitch.
No shadows here. Something must be keeping it at bay.
If you try to bypass the Harpers, these three will run here and meet you here. Then if you run back to where the Harper battle begins, all of them, including Yonas, will reappear there. We don't actually want to talk to them yet. If we do that, that may kick off a chain of events that we don't want to do at the moment, because that will rob you of some dialogue. Now we're heading up this other pathway. We're going to head towards this house deep in the shadows. While the area definitely looks perhaps confusing, it's really just a bunch of lanes and corridors, essentially. Not that bad. This is the same path we just went on. Failed the perception check. Take a look here, and the enemy decided to go ahead and attack. This is what happens when you get ambushed, I suppose. I'm okay with this, only because it's going to set them up for a fireball. If I had spotted them, I would have run my characters down here and made them chase me and then just fireball them. It's kind of the same thing I would have done with the first Shadow Curse Needle Blight people. This is a very nice fireball we've got going on. Well, it's not even that large. And in the old Gold Box games, I would say that fireball was much better off. I do kind of like that the fireball can be obstructed by them. Now, remember, I'm not even going to take damage even if I hit myself. I'm just trying to make sure I get the guy in the back as well. Wow, there was a lot of friendly fire there. I didn't think that they would hurt each other with that, but yeah, I knew it would hurt me. Okay, that one's still alive. Shadowheart, why don't you kill that one? Okay, Asterion, go and take shots on this one. I didn't mean to run over to him, but sure.
The dark. Like it drain you dry.
16%? Why?
Losing energy. Losing focus.
At the moment, she can't move because she's trapped by the shadow vines. I need an action point. Trying to think if I should throw. We'll go and have you help. Will, it's not your turn. You can't do anything. I think I did it the wrong way. I probably should have helped Shadowheart so that she could help the others. Alright, so we'll help Shadowheart next. Oh, Shadowheart already used her action. Okay, so no, it didn't stop me from action. Sorry. I'm not used to being shadow vined in the middle of battle. Anything else I can cast besides Eldritch Blast? We want Eldritch Blast, but we won't do Agonizing. So that way we're not pushing him further away from us.
Let's go.
Yeesh. Well, I will say that him doing that does look better. When I was doing my rehearsal, he was standing up on this rock, and I just shot at him. He was doing nothing. Why can't you swing at him? That is definitely in range. Fine. I have actually had the returning pike do damage to Karlach when it returned to her while I was falling. Just like that, right there. She was... Okay, it wasn't even falling. She had totally taken damage while it was still on the way. And it wasn't from the Shadow Vines. The fact that we can open it up. Crushed by returning pike. Let's go and take a look. Find Petrified Tumor. On the Shadow Vine corpses themselves, you'll find this on all of them. I forgot to bring that up on the previous corpse. On the Mega one, we get an Iron Wood Club. This is hardly a reward. I don't think it would even be a reward if you were on the Nautiloid at the beginning of the game. 1d4 damage. You do get an issue with Shadow Curse while you're climbing up and down ladders. The game doesn't seem to register that you have a light source. On this corpse, find a Ragged Diary. He talks about how he finds a key, and unless it unlocks a chest full of water and sunlight, he's got no use for it. So if we hold down Alt, we're gonna find it. I ended up clicking on the torch nonetheless, even though I'm fairly confident I clicked on the key. Take that key over here. And inside we find a ring of self-immolation. So I mean, he's halfway right. It's not water.
These boots have seen everything.
Alright, And that was one side trip. It's a dead end, so this is the primary path. No, sorry, this way. This is the primary path. Everything leads over here. Now we have another fork in the road. Let's take a look at what happens on the left. To the right would be what we'd call the primary access or thoroughfare.
The very plates of the earth have been shattered by the magic of the Shadow Curse. Utterly fascinating. Unless you happen to be standing on it, of course.
Of course, Gale. And we have here a dead end. Yeah, we could walk down here. There's not a whole lot. We can actually jump, but we'll get there later. The waypoint is right there. We're not going to actually just hop across the waypoint. I just want to make sure that we have covered all grounds. Won't really find much in these barrels and crates I'm passing up. By showing you the little access points as we go, I feel like I'm trying to be a good tour guide. And showing you, okay, this is a dead end. This is the only way to go. It's like they drew the main path and then made offshoots after it.
Signs of a struggle. They did not meet a pleasant end.
You think, Lae'zel? That's fine. And anybody's comment on a successful perception check would have been dumb. If the main character had seen it or succeeded, he would have said, oh, they put up a fight. Really? We hit Alt. There's only one bad guy. Look how many dead bodies are around him that are not the bad guy. Yeah, these are the tieflings that we had rescued from Emerald Grove. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. We're not going to really find any loot on them. If you had given Asherak potions during battle, he might still have it. Icaron, I think, is the old lady's son. That's the cook. Huh. Oh, maybe her body is elsewhere. I thought it was in this pile. Maybe not. The main path we'd probably want to take would be that way. Is this way safe? Yeah, I don't want to go past that point right now. This way. Okay, no, I don't want to do that either. This house is off limits to us for the time being, only because that's going to kickstart an event. There's another ambush, if I can just detect them for once. There we go.
That's curious.
That's not going to help. There are two spread. That fireball is such an inky-dinky fireball. Look at this. It would barely hit our whole party. As for our polymorph, we don't really need that anymore. Wall of Fire is actually pretty cool. Watch this. Oh, come on. You want to do from distance? All right. But yeah, you can make this extend so far. I don't know if there's a cap to it or what. Maybe just as far as you can see. But as a spell, yeah, that's really good. We're not going to waste on these guys, though. They're not that dangerous. Especially if we are doing it from all the way back here. Cloud of Daggers, maybe? Apparently that was my surprise round, but I was just wanting to bait them into following me. Come on, game. Can I throw from here? Yes, I can.
Good idea, Carla.
Everybody's in combat.
Delicious.
Not too dark for Tran because he can see in all kinds of darkness.
With haste.
She did not get her spear back. That's always annoying when that happens, but that's why I carry a bunch of daggers on me. Not enough resources. Action. There we go again. Ended up running past what I actually intended to do, because I was trying to click on them, but the camera started panning. Which means nobody got into the Cloud of Daggers. Well, I'm not accepting that. You guys are entering the Cloud of Daggers. Why is that a red line? That should be a... Why is that a red line? That's not an invalid place to land. That is completely a legit place to fall.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
There we go.
Ready.
Will, you're up next. Can you do the same thing? I figured that would cut him through the Cloud of Daggers, but I was fine with that, because the alternative is getting opportunity attacked by the bad guy. Alright, so I messed up by having Asterion run past, but I managed to get these guys in nonetheless. I might be able to push you in a little. Did over 30 damage. I know I mentioned it in a previous episode, but I feel like I should turn the whole party into throwers. I immediately hit the cancel group so that way they don't go charging into the Cloud of Daggers. It was not your dagger, it was Gale's. These are Meazels. Not much to be found on their bodies, but there is a potter's chest. I think there might be a key somewhere around here. I just don't totally remember. Was it up here or something like that? Maybe on that body. We need to get my pike back anyways. The key might even be in one of these chests, but I'm not that worried about to go finding it because it'll literally be faster to send Asteria in. And I wasn't trying to really look for it that much. I did need to pick up my daggers. Inside we find the luminous gloves. So that gimmick that I just did with Shadowheart a little bit ago, I could combine this with her doing radiant damage. Enemy will receive radiant orb, which is essentially making them miss better. We'll send that to Shadowheart. She has a quip to say when I pick this up.
Seluna idol, really? Are you in need of a paperweight?
Mood Maiden, protect us. And this just tells me that I should be looking inside the Last Light Inn for the cabal of Moon Maiden worshippers. That's the Ring of Self-Immolation. I guess we could take a look at what that does. If we cast Self-Immolate, we set itself on fire to gain heat, taking 1d4 damage over 2 turns. We can do it once a short rest. And with this heat, we can do the heat convergence thing. I only have one item that combines with that. Harlek is currently wearing it, though I haven't utilized it. It's the Cinder Shoes. When I burn an enemy, I gain 2 turns of heat.
Can't slow down.
Blast scars. Spell and sword alike are used to ravage this battlefield.
I'm assuming the Harper has left this mine, because inside we find a note from a Harper. Harper interrogation transcript. Harper in charge, Kaladove Everspring. Sounds like a nice person. Transcriber, Luna Shorn. Okay, maybe true neutral if we were just basing it off of names. Kaladove Everspring says, your name. Dahl Timber, ma'am. Occupation. Farmer, ma'am. Potatoes. A farmer. How many guards has Thorm stationed at the south wall? Dahl Timber. What do you mean, south wall? Do not play the fool with me, Timber. The Moonrise south wall. I don't know, I swear it. Liar. Write this down, Luna. Thorm's spy refuses to cooperate. Harsher measures required. I said write it down. Yeah. He may very well have been a Moonrise agent. Who knows? But he's dead now. I'm assuming that's him. This is going to be one of the rare instances you'll probably find something in a vase. If you look at the top of the screen, I can just actually hover over stuff. Because of the improved target mod, I can see how many items are inside a container. It's not that big a deal. It doesn't actually always reveal something. In the Traveler's Chest, it doesn't tell me what's in it right now. It doesn't tell me like there's 1, 2, or 3 items, but there is a vase, one of these. There it is. I just found it. There. This is the vase with the key in it. Woo! We unlocked it without having to lockpick it. And it literally would have been faster to use Asterion for it. But I just wanted to point that out because people probably keep searching vases. Also, let me show you how to search vases quicker. You gain a +1 bonus armor class while obscured. We'll put that on Shadowheart for now. Or at least hand it over to her. We might pass it to Lae'zel later just so she can have more armor class. One possible way to... Actually, we'll use Will for this one. Put that down right there again. One possible way to search vases real quick. See, this is my 3rd level, so it'd be the F section, Fireball. So if I wanted to search all of these vases, I'd have to click on all of them and wait for the little lag delay. Well, I don't know what it is, but one of the recent patches made the game take longer to do stuff. That's why you may have noticed when they're speaking to each other, it just takes a little while. That was a patch. It was not a mod. And then once I've done that, you can hold Alt and see if anything came out of it. I would say that's probably the fastest way to search your bases. This will lead into a much darker area, which we will cover after we're done with everything in the first dark area. We'll call that the darker region. This is the dark region, but that is the darker region.
Have to keep going.
At this point, we're kind of skirting the edge of the map. That'll probably be the main way we enter the darker region. If we try to squeeze through here, I believe we'll get caught by the event in the house, because the house is right here. We want to avoid that, only so I can continue to show you all the dialogue. So what we're gonna do is, so Lae'zel. No, I don't think anybody's actually wearing it. I have a ring of jump. There it is. Ah. Apparently the ring of jump only applies to me. I can't cast it on someone else. Wasn't the right ring, was it? No, that's not. Where is the right ring? There it is, movement speed. Okay, well, apparently the ring of jump is only able to cast it on yourself. But we can cast Enhanced Leap on others, so we'll go with that. With Longstrider, you can upcast it to affect an additional target per level. It's still a ritual spell, meaning that it still doesn't cost me anything, even if I were to cast it at level 4, say on Will, it still doesn't cost me a level 4 slot. But Enhanced Leap, unfortunately, doesn't allow you to upcast for any additional benefits. So we will need to cast one at a time to get people up there.
Extra vicious one, I think. No one buried their dead.
Exactly the sort of battle I live to fight. And the sort made even more thrilling.
At the very least, my companions kept you company while we were doing this. It shouldn't be this difficult to get people to follow you. Okay, and we got everybody. We have another chest. Some arrows in it. Paths. This one leads to a dead end.
Need to find a way forward.
This one is also a dead end, I believe, but I can now make this hop across with another jump ability. Come on, Gale. There we go. Alright, so all I've done was circle completely around this house. This is the event house. By going all the way around this house, we can actually speak to the Absolutists, but if we were to enter, that would trigger an event where they would approach us and our conversation options would be much more limited.
Time to press ahead.
So these are the Absolutists. We can talk to them now. Over here is where you'd enter the map from if you entered through the mountain pass. And you can also jump down from here and have slightly different dialogue. It's not that big a deal, though. Actually, before we talk to them, let's make a save so I can show you multiple things that are happening.
Hey, boy. You want the bone? Fetch!
Observe.
You see that blight go? Swallowed whole by the shadow curse. Bet he was pure tasty.
While I do prefer number one, I want to show you content you may not have seen. What are you doing?
Ah! Hells, I near stained myself. Just seeing if this shadow curse is as bad as they say. Word is, it eats anyone gets too deep into the dark. I take it you're the true soul we're waiting on? Needs passage to Moonrise?
Why would you just assume that?
Who else is going to be wandering around in the dark? Besides, you got a stink of power on you. You learn to smell it, serving the Absolute.
Speaking of power, go and fetch that bone you threw.
Wait, you're joking, yeah? But we're ready to go. You just need to tell Kansif inside.
Those who refuse me do not live for very long.
So you want me to... I mean, I'll just go and, No! No! I don't know your smell. Are you a friend?
I'm more of a friend than the goblin with the bone. You know he tried to kill you?
He did? Then I must have been bad. They beat me because I am weak. Because I am soft. Even though I try my best.
You belong to the wild, not to the goblins. Go, and be free.
But the goblin said I must stay here, or they'll cut me. Kill me.
I'll slit their necks if they so much as try.
You would fight the goblins? For me? I'm scared. But I don't want them to hurt me anymore. Maybe I should go. Thank you. Goodbye, new friend.
And he runs off in the direction of the mountain pass. I don't know if he makes it or not, but it does take a little while for the Shadow Curse to actually do damage. So it's very feasible, but he just sort of despawns once he gets to a certain point. We have lowered this goblin troop by 2 units. Not exactly a big deal, but whatever.
What was it? What was what? True soul. An honor. Did you bring the lyre?
Why do you need a liar exactly?
We were told to expect a true soul. That Night Warden Minthara would send someone with her lyre to summon a guide through the darkness. I admit, I'm surprised a true soul does not know this. Where are you headed, exactly?
Just passing through, really?
You will not get far without a guide. The darkness here is murderous. Of course, you are free to take your chances if you wish. But I will be waiting here for the Night Warden's lyre.
Wait here. I'll return.
As the Absolute wills. We'll wait.
Ain't like we got much choice, is it?
Best be on my way.
Now, I don't know if this is supposed to give you any information. The camera's panning upwards when I'm trying to look at this stuff. But I don't know if there's anything you're supposed to really know here or do here. There's nothing on this skeleton. I mean, sure, some thief picks. You can't go further. You can't search the skeletons down there. Now, this is where... The camera's not very good for this. And this is as zoomed as I can make it. That chest view you could see from the corner of that we'll check that out later. But that is the overlook that you can jump straight down and Cansiv will talk to you instead of the guard that was here. And the guard that was here will kind of give you an attitude problem. There's the guy that went to go chase the bone. If you pick Observe, the ward will run off and get killed and then become a zombie that you can fight. I don't think you get experience for it.
Time to kill.
Anybody else? You're taking the very long way around. Failed all of the perception checks again, it looks like.
I'm exhausted. Better find somewhere to camp soon.
We're missing somebody. Can't see. There's Shadowheart. We're missing Gale.
Very well.
Now, I don't know exactly where the enemies are here, but it's probably a safe bet to assume that they're in these little piles. Sometimes you might be able to identify someone by not being able to move your mouse cursor there. This is fine. We'll go ahead and try launching. Actually, if I cast Daylight, would that reveal them? Oh, here's better. It's such a wide area that they could be in. Pull in a couple of them. I feel like I should do that again. Can he throw that specific? Yeah. I'm assuming I've grouped up a few of them. Let's turn on lit up mode. We see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to assume that's all of them. Oh, that's Firebolt. Need Fireball. It's not quite enough for everybody. We'll wait a little bit.
Don't be shy.
I'm going to start up by throwing a knife this time. Throwing the returning pike before she's entered battle is pretty much a way not to get the pike back. Can I knock him into the chasm? Close.
I have to survive this.
I thunder wave these guys closer to this group. No, doesn't look like it. And that revealed everybody because it knocked him back, so he faced us. I don't want to just get 2 people. That's kind of a weak, lame fireball.
To new horizons.
We'll use haste. Will's the only one that can move right now. I like that he was in mid-dodge of the first one when his body went flying off in the other direction. Let's kind of combine them together. Go back to the sword so he has light. I can do this just for easy. So let's go ahead and Misty step over to him. Okay, so only the small ones blow up.
Can you feel death's cold grip?
Back up from this one.
Got to focus.
In striking distance.
Inside we find the Frost Prince, which lets me cast Ice Knife. Apparently she didn't have an action available. That was quite the delay on trying to loot that body. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't even think you needed it. I was trying to pick up this hunter's dagger. So the frost, I think someone just stepped on the shadow cursed vines. Gale, or not Gale. I'm so used to saying Gale.
Ever onward.
Waiting for a lethargic to end so he can move. We're back at the Absolutist camp.
What was that? What was what? Nothing. Just the dark.
I'm a little disappointed you can't jump on these right here.
Stay here then. See if you like the shadows any better.
Okay, we went ahead and handed everybody scrolls of fly. Let's see if this works. It's very extravagant. Let's get everybody up here. Now, do you have to do it this way? No. In fact, the smarter way would be to walk around the mountain. But as I've mentioned before, I just really try to intentionally come up with ways to use and squander these items. Otherwise, I will never use them.
Easy.
In fact, all the ones I just spent, we still have 8 in addition to the full 20 stack that Will has in his book. So in this chest, that's all we got. Apparently Gale, I didn't warp him up. Whatever, that's fine. He ran all the way around. The chest by itself wasn't that interesting. This is a side path. Over here would be the entrance to the Rosimorn Mountains. Here's Elegis.
Gored to death by the look of it.
The ox just up and died. It started choking out of nowhere, then keeled over. We tried to pull the cart, but the ox knocked the wheel off when it went down, and the thing is in splinters. The others want to grab what we can and keep going, but this place feels wrong. My skin is crawling, like something is watching us from the darkness. No one else is talking much, but I can tell they feel the same. Elegis is the person who kept opening the gate for you at Emerald Grove.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
This beast didn't go down without a fight.
If you had entered from Rosimorn Monastery, this is the route you would be taking.
A pile of belongings, forsaken to the curse, so that their owners could escape with their lives.
Get to Baldur's Gate. Take only what you can carry. Go through the mountain pass. If anyone falls, leave them. Can't afford to be slowed down by excess baggage. Good luck. Alright, I want you to know that even if we had gone here directly after, say we warped to the Grimforge and then take the Moonrise elevator, the Tieflings would still have beaten us here, even if we didn't spend party time with them. As long as you have defeated the Goblin army, they would have gotten to this point and died before anything had happened. An outhouse that you can actually enter and sit on. Chest. Yearning for the moon. I'll let you read this if you'd like, but realistically it's just more flavor text. Also along the way we missed this, so we'll need to head back over here to the Shadowed Battlefield waypoint. If you had gone through the Rosimorn Road and you wanted to avoid triggering this house event where the Absolutists are walking down the road, you can actually run up this cliffside right here, and if you run up to this edge, you'll trigger this ancient sigil circle, and then you can just warp on down, which we'll do now. We can actually now walk around the house without triggering the event because we have talked to those guys, and they are now waiting for the heart. But if you hit the event first, you don't have to wait for the heart.
It was no fun. All I wanted was to play.
And some dead Githyanki warriors, no big deal.
Maybe they want to play. Boo! I scared you! I saw it! Nobody beats me at hide and seek. Will you play with me?
Play. This is no place for a child, if that's even what you are.
Of course I am. Now you're going to play with me or not?
Don't you have anyone else to play with?
I have a mummy, a daddy, and a doggy. They'll be back in a while, but you're here now, and I want to play.
Study the boy. Try to understand his true nature. We did have a warlock option. Wow. Wow. Seriously, game? We have failed 5 times.
Something is amiss about the boy, but exactly what eludes you?
What are your parents' names? Maybe I can find them.
They don't need names. They just need to be mummy and daddy and do what I want. Now play with me, or they'll be angry with you.
The boy doesn't like these questions because he has no real answers, and perhaps no real family.
You want to play? Fine.
All right. I'll hide, and you seek. Find me, and you win.
And if I don't find you?
Then you lose.
Alright, let's begin.
Get ready, and no cheating.
We just need to follow the invisible. You can see that he's making a beeline towards this area right here. If you have your party members with you, which you probably will, you're probably not traveling solo. Have the rest of your crew inside the house. Make them crouch. And send one character out alone. He will auto-hide after you do the dialogue, so I wouldn't necessarily make him hide.
Where'd that child go? Or whatever.
I win! I win!
You were too good for me.
I know. Let's play again. You might be able to even the score.
Let's play.
Try to find me again, but my family will be looking for you at the same time, so don't get caught.
Don't have your character hide ahead of time, because then he'll just unhide. And they have, as far as I know, scripted paths, so just go inside the house and wait. That's all you have to do. It's gonna run past, give him 2 turns.
Best think ahead, or I'm lost.
And then right click and select talk.
You're good at this. Are you sure you didn't cheat? But I can't let you think me a bad sport. Here's your prize. You'll need it.
We get the, well, most importantly, we get the Child's Play for not getting caught by the shadows, but we also get the Ring of Shadows item. If you pickpocket this beforehand, then he will just give you a regular ring, like an amethyst ring or something. All it does is let me cast Pass Without Trace, which is what Shadowheart would have under the Trickery domain. I don't know why I selected Shadowheart. I did want to speak to the dead, but she doesn't need to cast it.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Are there other Githyanki nearby?
Not in the Shadowlands. Atop the mountain reaching to the sun.
Yeah. Best you don't know. Why were you here?
Training. Becoming a Sar. Leading my kin.
Where are you from?
Kresh Yilik. Hidden among the mountains. Veiled by ruins.
How did you die?
Foolish games. Shadow. Ambushed. Shameful death. Dishonor to Vlakith.
Who were you?
Deathka. Warrior for my queen. Blade for my Kithrak.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
If you had asked her about how you fight the curse, she doesn't know, and you just waste your question. I don't remember what game it was. It might have been the earlier Baldur's Gate, but I feel like it was, you didn't have to select the character manually. It would pick your best character. In chest number 1, we have Ring of Mental Inhibition, which gives, when a foe fails a saving throw, they gain mental fatigue, which is just -1 penalty to Wisdom, Intelligence, or Charisma saving throws. A book of Oliver's diary. I'll let you read if you wish to pause it. It's getting pointless to cower here. I will walk into the fog and I will laugh. This is probably the most important thing. I mean, I don't know if it has any use down the line, but I like it. So we'll take the stuffed owlbear toy.
The step.
Not back to gloat, are you? Nobody likes a bad winner. I still think you might have tricked me. If you did, I'll figure it out.
Oh, and before we leave, we'll also pick up Dad's axe. The only reason I'm taking it is because it's a named item. But hand these 2 items to Shadowheart, and she'll stuff it in her quest bag later. Okay, now we will head all the way back to Last Light. I know we've got the Absolutist, but the road back to Last Light will not be meaningless because there's a couple things I left along the way. First off, in front of the waypoint, house is over here. We'll check that out when we deal with the Absolutists. Up here is another corpse on the plateau.
That's curious.
Alright, I'll let you pause if you'd like to read this, though I don't understand what this is about. Perhaps he's just going mad. Nere, the way through the shadow curse is to let the curse go through you. Haha. It is an orange book, so we'll go and pass that to Shadowheart just in case. Scroll slow. I want to see if the characters jump down or will climb down the roots. Over there is the path to the dead bodies of the tieflings. We're going to take that way over here. Over this way is where the Harper tripwire was. Okay. So we see some torches with the continual flame cast on them. Unfortunately, the tadpole for this true soul Corliss is long gone.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
How did you die?
Unslaked hunger, unquenched thirst.
Where are you from?
To water deep born, to moonrise cold.
You're quite the poet. What is your profession?
Wizard, General Thorn's favored.
Who were you in life?
True soul of the Absolute, Corliss by name.
How did you end up here?
Trapped shadow mastiffs, repelled them with flame.
Well, we can be grateful for the torches. Without them, those beasts would be on us in no time.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
I don't recall the companion saying anything last time I had done this. After you ask that question, you, for whatever reason, get the option, how can I stop the torches? Then she says, break them. I mean, yeah, I get that there is something that happens when you break them all, but why would that even occur to your characters? You don't generally want to get attacked by minions of evil or whatnot, but okay, we will go ahead and break them. We still have some people that aren't in stealth mode. I knew that this one would appear. There's pretty much on each of the internal torches and then one on each of the entrances. This one is the alpha, and then you have 3 regular ones. But even though some of my characters were caught, we still have some that are in stealth mode to give me a little bit of an advantage. I'd like to get that one so the line of sight goes away. Lae'zel. Now sometimes you just want to do a superiority die attack anyways because it gives you extra damage. With a pushing attack range is 6 to 20, without it, it is 5 to 12. So we could, for example, try Chirp Attack. Whether or not we get it doesn't actually matter. We roll for the extra damage, which did not happen. We have Friends activated. We use Will last because his agonizing blast will push the enemy back. I don't have to push, but might as well.
Need to keep focused.
No gloom, all doom.
So yeah, I mean, other than the characters and metagaming for me, I probably would not have thought to destroy those torches. On the alpha, you'll find a new item. The Shadow Cloaked Ring. The wearer's weapon and unarmed attacks deal an additional 1d4 damage against lightly or heavily obscured creatures and creatures made of shadow. We'll probably encounter a lot of creatures made of shadow here, so we'll put that on somebody. We're back at the corpses.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
I kind of like that I left those along the way home so that we have stuff to do on the way back rather than sort of doing a time lapse, because I don't want you to get lost when walking the Shadowlands. It actually isn't that complicated because it's really just a bunch of lanes or corridors. That should be plenty for this episode of the first part of the Shadowlands. In the next episode, we'll start talking to the Last Light people and dealing with the Absolutists one way or another. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Baldur's Gate. I'll see you next time.